Hello and welcome to the channel of The Awaken. Nothing but the real talk go on this page. We are all speaking openly and freely. Also on this channel, I want to talk about what I believe, my beliefs, and what's going on in the world today and how I feel on the outlook of life. I feel like we have been misled for a very long time. And I feel like the world is waking up. Many of us, we have came so far from our ancestors to now to where we are rerouting the bloodlines. We are awakening. We're not taking just anything no more and just selling for it. We are standing up in this era. We are deciding now to take charge what we want to believe in and what we don't want to believe in. And then I feel like a lot of stuff is unraveling. Like everything is starting to show itself now. No more illusions. All these illusions that's been over us for years are now fading away. And we are starting to see things for the way they really are. And that's what's putting us in charge. Because we are now remembering who we once were. We are now remembering what we are here for. We are now remembering what to stand tall for and what not. A lot of this stuff that's going on today, like such as the robots, AI, all that stuff, is just not needed. It's not needed. I feel like a lot of this stuff that's here today is just here to replace us in such a way, which I feel like that's not what Yahweh, again, Yahweh is God. It's not what he wants. If that's something the creator would have wanted, he would have created, not man-made. So how will we as one, as the world, would allow man-made to overcross Yahweh? I don't understand that. But since we on that topic, I want to talk about Jesus. You call him Jesus, I call him Yasus. Because I just don't believe that J was used back in the days. I'd say Yasus. So with that being said, I like to speak about this topic. Nobody talks about Jesus, I call him Yasus, childhood. Nobody ever talks about Jesus, Yasus' childhood. So I'm going to start saying Yasus. I've been saying Jesus so you can understand and put two and two together. So when you follow me on this page, I call Jesus Yasus, okay? But nobody ever talks about Yasus' childhood. And I wonder why. It's just that they throwed it out there to learn him at 30-some years old. And just to learn about, how they put him on the cross and done him so wrong. And all he ever did was walk the earth and mean no harm to nobody. All he ever wanted to do was feed the hunger and heal the sick, and make the blind see. People was demonic, possessed. He fixed them, snatched demons out of them, and he meant no harm to nobody. But see, that's the Yasus they want us to know. But what about the younger Yasus? I like to know about him when he was 5, 6, maybe 10, 13, maybe 17, 20. We don't know about that. But see, I've prayed to Yahweh to get insight about Yasus' childhood. Because something's not right. It's just not. Because you know what? I'm going to tell you something. They have us believing that the way we are raised, we supposed to have this ice cream, peanut butter, jelly, sweet cake life coming up. But what I keep telling ourselves, who are we to think we're going to have a better life than Yasus did here? Tell me that. And with that being said, I can imagine how Yasus' childhood was. It was very hard. It was very hard for him. I can imagine the most horrible days he had for himself. Come on now, let's get real. Let's break this down. Let's talk about it, because they don't teach us this stuff. Now, if his mama was chosen and she knew she was going to have a special baby, the father knew it as well, and they knew they had to protect this baby. They knew they had a special baby on their hand. So what make us think that they let this baby be all out in the open and out in the public, had friends, played out loud? He didn't. He didn't get to have it. Why? It's because his parents had to keep him hidden. And I can imagine as him as a young child that didn't understand that, how he felt sad, how he felt like his parents were so hard on him. I mean, if you think about it, they probably kept him locked away where he had to just look out the windows and watch kids play. And even if he tried to sneak out to go play, which is the right thing for a child to do, to go outside and play. But even if he snuck out and played, he probably got punished for that, which I'm assuming that would probably happen. They probably locked him up and locked him away. He got in trouble for just trying to go play because his parents already knew, he was different, and they knew Wicked was after him in such a way to where it drove them. Yes, it drove his mother and father into this phase where I want to say they was probably so irritative. They was irritated. Every time they got comfortable, they had to pack up and leave. Every time they got comfortable, they had to pack up and leave. And as us being humans today, how would you feel if you, every time got comfortable, you had to pack up and leave? So to say that story right there, this to teach us about our childhood, is a lot of us fought our parents. A lot of us think that our childhood was so worse, even myself, because I done gave myself a reality check with just thinking about how Yasu's childhood was. And it's so unfair of me to punish my mama in such a way because I didn't have this, or I didn't have that, I didn't have this, or you didn't do that, or whatever the case may be. But one thing that I had to realize is that I was able to go outside and play. Is that I was able to go touch other kids. I didn't get punished for laughing out loud with my friends. I didn't get in trouble for jumping rope, playing double dutch. Freedom. Yasus didn't have it. He did not have freedom. Again, I do believe they kept him in the house. They kept him away from people. Because every time somebody found out where they was at, located, they had to pack up and move. So they didn't want their place of residence to get exposed. So, yeah. I mean, and they need to teach us about that because they make us grow up hating our parents because we feel like we didn't have nice shoes and nice clothes. But if we give ourselves a reality check, Jesus couldn't even go outside and play. And here we is crying about this and that. And I can imagine how many meals he probably had to eat alone because his mom and dad had to work and he had to stay behind in the house locked up to keep people from knowing he was there. But he was so powerful, though. So let me say that. Because if he touched somebody, he would heal them. He was born with the gift. So, of course, if he went outside and touched sickly and healed them, he was going to be talk of the town. So they was going to be exposed. So, I try to understand that toward his parents' behalf, okay, they was going to get exposed either way it go. But at the same time, I feel sorry for Jesus, Yasus. He had it hard from start to finish. And who are we to think we supposed to have a better life than he did here? When he the one came down here, because a lot of people don't even understand what was his mission here. Do you know before Yasus came here, it was so dark here. It was so much evil here. It was pathetic. I mean, it was no love here. No love. Nobody even knew what love was. I mean, it wasn't no happiness. It was just being done wrong. That was the normal life here. It was war. Come on, think about it. So how could like today, we have came a long way, believe it or not. We don't have war. We don't have all this just bitterness as it was back. It was so much killing back in the days. It was ridiculous, unaliving. So when Jesus came here, Yasus, when he came here, he the one brought love here because a lot of people still confused and don't understand why did Yahweh send Yasus here. Yahweh did not cast Satan here, who I rebuke, to turn his planet dark. And when he seen that sucker came down here and called himself mad with a chip on his shoulder, trying to ride out his land, that's when he created us humans. And our mission was to keep it greenery and bring the light back here. Because we are stronger than Satan, and I rebuke him. We are made in Yahweh's image. We got more power than Satan. All Satan can do is trick us in our minds and manipulate us. But for most of us, we know about that sucker, so we don't let him in our minds, and I rebuke him. But yeah, that's what we're here for. We're here to keep the land bright, shine, as if we're doing the same thing that Yahweh sent Yasus down here. Jesus came down here and showed love. He brought peace. He brought happiness, and they hated him for that because when he came here, he was in the midst of so much wicked. They didn't know nothing about love, happiness, and peace. They thought he was weird. because he was being nice. So I just thought I'd break that down, and I'm going to get on here and speak more about the way I look at it, because I believe we all are walking Bibles. And some people need a preacher / pastor to teach them about God, Yahweh. Most of us are born just with a gift. Every human here, I do believe some of us are some special ones. We got a little more power than the normal one, and a little more insight. It just comes to us. And I want to say this before I go to. Learning God, learning Yahweh makes a lot of people feel funny. Do me a favor. Tell that devil, and I rebuke him, to go on about his business, because it's easy to learn him. But when it comes to doing something for God, they got us so ashamed to say his name out loud on the media. It's like you got to be careful with saying his name. Let me tell you something. Reroute that. You say his name whenever you want to. Matter of fact, make it a habit to say his name. What used to make you uncomfortable, block that, because that's evil. Just like it don't want you reading the Bible, it'll make you sleepy. It'll make you bored. That's evil. Block it. Learn God. Learn Yahweh. Learn Jesus. Learn Yasus. And when that feeling come of being shame, embarrassed, Yahweh wants you to know there's no perfect way to talk to him, because he already know what you're finna say before you even try to say it. He don't care if you stutter or if you can't even say it right. He feel you. It's deeper than just hearing words with him. He know your heart before you even think of it. He know your brain before you even think of it. So I just thought I might say that. But welcome to the page of Talking Real, nothing but real. And again, I'm going to be tuning in more often, and I'm just going to be speaking knowledge. You are welcome to come on this page and speak your knowledge. But again, please keep it positive. That's all I ask. Nothing but positivity. Because I started this. And you could have started it, but that you didn't. Please don't get on here speaking negative. And then plus, you see the topic that I'm speaking about. I'm talking about godly things, okay? So if you do get on here with negative things, you're pretty much letting me know who you are, and I'm going to rebuke you. And you need to work on yourself. If some negative come to you and make you want to put this on this page, knowing we haven't done nothing to each other. I don't know you. You don't know me. But excuse me, it's a lot of us around the world actually want to learn and actually want to understand who we are and what we're here for. A lot of us want to come together. So if you're negative, just stroll past this reel. This not for you. This for the ones who are awakened, that want to know. Again, I'm out. Leave some comments, share, like, subscribe, because we're going to go far on this channel. We're going to go far. Talk to me and let me know how you feel. Stay tuned.